Start tonight with that NBC poll, which I think blew everybody away yesterday. 71% of Americans, including about half the Democrats, say we're going in the wrong direction. What an incredible collapse.
Well, yeah, the real question is, who are these 29%? Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised anyone thinks we're going in the right direction. You know, you talked about energy, but you could go down the list, Rob. I mean, we went from under Trump to a secure border to now we have complete chaos on our border. We went from energy independence and gas at $2 and something a gallon to now where we have the spectacle, the spectacle of the President of the United States begging OPEC to increase production. We went from safe streets to rising crime because Democrats defund the police. Yep. We went from being respected around the world to the debacle that was the exit from Afghanistan, and on we could go. So I'd like to know who these 29% are, because I don't know that they've done one thing right, and it's understandable, frankly, that that is that bad.
Yeah, the 29% are just people that permanently have the D attached to their name. Like, they are Democrats, and nobody will ever change their mind, even if they blow up the world. Today, I want to talk about the Joe Manchin situation, because this is a really big deal. What's happening here, a very, very heavy blow to the reconciliation package, which, I mean, the Democrats need some kind of victory, because they're not winning on anything. Here is the senator from West Virginia.
For the sake of the country, I urge the House to vote and pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Holding this bill hostage is not going to work in getting my support for reconciliation bill. Simply put, I will not support a bill that is this consequential without thoroughly understanding the impact that it'll have on our national debt, our economy, and most importantly, all of our American people.
So this was 3.5. They negotiated down to 1.75 to appease him and Sinema. And now he looks at it and says, this isn't a real 1.75. This is juiced up to cost twice as much, and you're just saying it costs 1.75. He's not on board.
Yeah, no, it's going to cost more than they're saying. Plus, the policies in the legislation are terrible. Right. All the Green New Deal stuff is bad. All the tax increases. I mean, think about the Democrats' economic plan. The Democrats' economic plan is basically lock down the economy, spend like crazy, pay people not to work, and then for everyone who has been working, oh, we're going to raise your taxes. Such a deal for the taxpayer. So Joe Manchin, who represents a state that President Trump won by like 150%, understands you can't keep doing the crazy things the Democrats are doing. So God bless him for pushing back. Let's hope this thing falls apart and never passes. And frankly, tomorrow night, if Glenn Youngkin wins the Virginia race, then I think we got an even better chance of stopping this crazy piece of legislation and doing some things that are actually going to help American families.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to be attached to this crazy plan if they realize that this is all going the wrong direction. That's for sure. The moderates won't do it. I want to talk about the summit because nobody fires shots like you and how hilarious this thing was. The climate summit in the UK. Everybody flies in private. What did he have? The 85 car, thing in Rome. Then they all fly huge jumbo jets in. Biden begs for more oil production. And China and Russia don't even show up. I mean, could the thing have gone any worse?
No, and there's no common sense. There's no logic left with these individuals. And the double standard, they'll do what I say, not what I do. Americans are sick of that because they've seen it time and time again on issue after issue. And then you couple all that with what we saw from the Justice Department spying on Americans, and now the Justice Department's going to give illegals $450,000 who broke the law to get in this country. You put it all together, and people are like, these folks are crazy. And again, I come back to where we started. How in the world 29% can think the country's on the right track with what the Democrats have done and with having complete control of government? I'll never know.
It is something else. It really is. Congressman Jim Jordan, always good to have you on. Thank you, sir.
Good to be with you, Rob. Thank you.
Hi, Rob Carson here. If you love watching Newsmax, you're really going to love listening to our new podcast. It's called the Newsmax Daily. I host it, and I give you the best briefing of the big news of the day, top newsmaker interviews, and even, yes, a few laughs. I know it's hard to believe. So if you're driving, walking, exercising, just about anywhere, you can connect with the Newsmax Daily with me, Rob Carson. Find our podcast online or go to iPhone, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, and more, and start listening today.